MrBeast has finally responded to the allegations and the drama, just not in the way that you would think he would. So about 2 days ago, it was announced that MrBeast is going to be doing a collaboration between KSI, Logan Paul, and himself with Feastables and Prime through something they're calling Lunchly.
Crunch Bar. Whoa. Feastables Crunch Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese.
Lunchly is supposed to be a Lunchables competitor. It's for people who aren't in the United States, a little lunch tray that you would get usually for like kids. It usually comes with like crackers, meat and cheese and stuff. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are utter dog shit and you probably shouldn't even buy these things, but they're fairly inexpensive and they are a decent option if you're just trying to figure something out very quickly. The internet did not like this whatsoever, and a lot of people have an issue with it. And this isn't even considering all the drama that MrBeast has gotten into over the last 2 months. MrBeast, for those of you that somehow would not know, has been going through the biggest drama controversy ever, and there's even controversy about the controversy now, and I've been going over it in all my other videos, so go check those out if you want to. So what exactly happened here? Mainly, people are upset that they're trying to compare their slop, if we're gonna be honest, it is slop, to Lunchables. Specifically, Dan TDM, someone that I didn't expect to see in any drama whatsoever, has come out and voiced his opinion on this, and he is completely obliterating MrBeast and Logan Paul at the moment. It is insane. Dan made a tweet saying, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust people who are selling it to them do better." Which I'm gonna be honest, I fully agree. YouTubers should not be able to make products like this. Kudos for people trying to go out of their way to make a brand outside of their YouTube channel. Not saying you can't do that, but when it's so tied to you and it's so ingrained to you, like Feastables, for example, would not work or sell if MrBeast was not directly tied to that. And it obviously isn't. No one likes Feastables. I've yet to run into a single person who has. Hell, I've tried Feastables multiple times. They suck. Personally, I'm a dark chocolate fan. I know. Hot take, dark chocolate's kind of good. A lot of people seem to want to burn me at the stake when I say that, but that's true. I like dark chocolate. Their dark chocolate sucks ass, and it tastes like milk chocolate. Their milk chocolate sucks ass because it tastes like shitty chocolate. The real only thing that Lunchly offers that is different from Lunchables is the fact that it comes with a Prime. But Prime in itself has a lot of stuff wrong with it. For instance, there's multiple class action lawsuits going on with Prime and Logan Paul themselves, including from their own manufacturers. There's a whole lot of stuff going on right now with Prime and Logan Paul. We don't really gotta get into it, but the vast majority of people found out that MrBeast is very good friends with Logan Paul through this, which is surprising to me because he's been very open about this. MrBeast has always been friends with Logan Paul, and actually, it's been the biggest red flag for me for a while now. Like, outside of all the drama, all that stuff, I used to be an avid MrBeast fan simply because the act that he put on was like, yeah, I'm doing this for the community. I like that kind of stuff. I don't think anyone will disagree with me that they like community building and shit like that. But the one thing that always stuck out to me was his friendship with Logan Paul. Because Logan Paul, if you guys don't know, is a horrible person, and I don't give a shit. He can try and copyright strike another one of my videos on him all he wants. I don't care. Logan Paul sucks. He is a known crypto scammer who still hasn't paid back any of the people who he said he was going to pay back. And there's another class action lawsuit on him for that.
Logan Paul is suing me for CryptoZoo, only a year after he thanked me for it. Rather than pay back his victims fully, Logan would rather publicly humiliate himself in court by accusing me of defaming him. He's hired 5 lawyers to sue me, which he hopes will stop me from exposing him again.
And he also is basically really only known for showing a dead body on camera to a bunch of kids because he went to the unaliving forest in Japan and filmed a body with no remorse. He did not care whatsoever.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
Now, Logan Paul and KSI and MrBeast all came out and tried to attack Dan for this. Lunchables sells hundreds of millions of units and countless people eat it. Our goal is to give people a better for you alternative to it. Our turkey meal, for example, is 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, more electrolytes. We use real cheese. They use cheese product. They can't call it cheese. Higher quality meat, etc. Obviously, eating fresh chicken and broccoli is healthier, but if someone is going to eat a pre-made meal like this, which millions of people do through Lunchables, then I would think giving them a higher quality version at roughly the same price is a net good in my opinion, and why we launched Lunchly. Also, as we get economies of scale and we can get things cheaper, we will be only improving the product more and more, which was MrBeast's response to Dan and the controversy surrounding all of this, which we've waited 2 months for him to come out of the woodworks and explain to us why the fuck did you hire multiple sexual predators into your company, and why did you let Chris Tyson stay in your company for as long as you did, despite knowing that he was a predator? These aren't the allegations you should be responding to, bro. The lunch allegations are not that crazy. They're not that deep. Like, there's no way that your PR team was just like, you know, it's a good response to all of the horrific accusations being levied against us. You know, it's really going to turn the people's minds. Knock off Lunchables. How the fuck did that get passed? And who let you respond to this? Why are you attacking Dan? Dan TDM, for those of you that don't know, is someone that doesn't get into controversy very often. He is like one of the golden childs of YouTube. Everyone on the platform loves Dan TDM. I personally never really got into him because I grew out of that phase a little too early. But he has never gotten into controversy, and he is still, to this day, someone that people really look up to when it comes down to YouTubers who have done it right. But then we got Logan Paul. I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version, you're upset? Then don't eat it. The funny thing is, I've never considered Logan Paul a YouTuber, and I'm surprised he considers himself a YouTuber. I have always considered Logan basically just an industry plant. I mean, he got all of his fame and notoriety from Disney, and that's the only reason he blew up. And then even after that, all he did was podcasting. His reputation is not on YouTube. It's on scamming people out of their money for millions of dollars and fucking over his own co-host on his podcast.
Was when Logan came after me for my religion, the show hit rock bottom and we weren't getting paid. I have a mortgage. I have my sister that works for me. I have Belle. I had to start my own show because we're not making money on this show and I'm getting pushed out of this show.
Well, at the time we weren't making money.
I can show you my books. I was spending 10 G's a month being on the show. Let's not forget that for a year and a half, I didn't get paid. Do you know what my final straw was? Not only was I controlled and pushed around on Impulsive, but then Logan's directing my show. That's not okay.
What's that about?
He told me that I couldn't take Celsius. And on top of that, we never got any money from Prime. And we own that show. I go, Logan, I will take half the deal if you want to put it on the table for my show. He says, I won't pay you a dime. You're here because of me. And then I said, well, what do you want me to do for my bills, bro? I got no money. And he says, go have your rich dad pay for it.
Listen,
that's fighting words, bro. Look at me.
No,
that's
but
fighting words, bro. You don't bring up somebody's father.
Would you say that the way
for Logan to come out here and try and be like in with the YouTube crowd is stupid. He's done nothing but build businesses outside of YouTube. YouTube's always been secondary to Logan. On top of that, you have like no business talking to Dan in that way, brother. You owe millions of dollars to a community that you have completely just swept under the rug and you have tried to take legal action against. And then KSI also responded to this. Looks like crap to me, which is pretty ironic because he has actually the exact same toys from the exact same toy lines that he is comparing here. Throwing your hat into this was probably the worst move, because out of these three people here, the big three, MrBeast, Logan, and KSI hasn't really gotten into a lot of shit over the last couple of years, and it's felt like he's just been trying to get out of the YouTube game and the Prime game as a whole, just trying to make his money and make out like a bandit. Doing this was the worst possible thing you could have done for your brand. I don't know why the hell you decided that in the middle of the biggest controversy on YouTube in YouTube history, you're gonna partner with the dude that is hiring sexual predators. That is crazy. Now, outside of all the shit that they're getting for this, and outside of the controversy dealing with Logan and MrBeast, Lunchly already has issues because it seems like they are feeding false numbers with their calorie intake. They're not showing the actual sodium levels. They're trying to promote it as a better for you product than what Lunchables is. Although they're showing misleading information. It's as simple as that. If you compare the two together, Lunchly is still worse for you than Lunchables in a couple of senses. On top of that, there seems to be some legal issues. They're doing the whole Disney thing where if you eat or buy or purchase one of these Lunchly things, you can't sue them for any reason, which is also a tactic that Logan Paul is known for doing.
Is refunding people he scammed if they promise to stop suing him for the vastly larger amount he may owe them.
Which is not gonna look good on any of these three, especially since now MrBeast is getting sued himself along with Amazon for a bunch of shit in their Beast games, which I'll be talking about in another video. It's a lot. If you go into the terms of service for the Lunchly website, you are going to immediately get hit with a wall of legal jargon. All of it is like really complicated and really convoluted. I'm not a fucking lawyer, so don't expect me to read all of it. I'm just a shitty commentary YouTuber. Specifically in section 20 and 21, we have some interesting little waivers and arbitrations. Any party with a dispute related to products or services shall send notice to the company by electronic mail to contact@lunchly.com and allow 15 days for a response. If a compromise cannot be reached and the dispute cannot be settled through direct discussions, the parties agree to endeavor first to settle the dispute by mediation administered by the American Arbitration Association under its commercial mediation procedures before resorting to arbitration. Parties further agree that any unresolved controversy or claim arising out of or relating to these terms shall be settled by arbitration administered by the American Arbitration Association in accordance with its commercial arbitration rules, and judgment on the award rendered by the arbitrators may be entered in any court having jurisdiction thereof. Claims shall be heard by a single arbitrator unless the claim amount exceeds $50,000, in which case the dispute shall be heard by a panel of 3 arbitrators. The arbitration shall be governed by laws of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The arbitrators will have no authority to award punitive or other damages not measured by prevailing parties' actual damages, except as may be required by the statute. The arbitrators shall not award consequential or incidental damages in any arbitration initiated under this section. The award of the arbitrators shall be accompanied by a reasoned opinion, except as may be required by law. Neither a party nor an arbitrator may disclose the existence, content, or results of any arbitration hereunder without prior written consent of both parties. You agree that any claim you may have against Lunchly shall be brought individually through arbitration conducted pursuant to Section 20, and you shall not join any action with claims of any other person or entity being joined or participate in class action suit against Lunchly. These policies, just to sum them up, basically mean that if you are to buy a Lunchly product, that you have to, if you want to have any issues with them, go through a massive legal procedure, basically nullifying any chance of you actually getting any justice for any injustice that is done from you through Lunchly. So for instance, if you eat a Lunchly and it fucking makes you lose your left leg, you have to go through all this bullshit before you can actually get anything done, which is almost identical to the exact same shit Disney pulled with their, if you buy or purchase Disney Plus or a free trial of Disney Plus at any point, you have just waived your right of way to anything, meaning we can just fucking kill you if we wanted to, which is not a good look for Beast at all at the moment, because he's getting sued through the Beast games along with Amazon for a bunch of crazy shit. I can understand not wanting to get sued more, but how are you going to get people's goodwill back if this is all you're going to be doing? You're doing way too much when honestly all you have to do is respond. And I get you said you're going to be responding to Dogpack when he drops his 3rd video, which by the way is never coming out anymore. It's just not. Dogpack screwed his case so badly that he is honestly probably refusing to post anything anymore, which good, that last video was complete dog water. Anyways, don't buy Lunchly, and if you do, please let me know in the comments how it tastes, because I can't think of a worse tasting Lunchables ripoff. Anyways, I'm out. Goodbye.